start with questions for student athletes first, and then circle back to Dani for some. So, Dani, congratulations.
Thank you. You know, the NCAA tournament, survive in advance. That's my opening statement.
All right, very good. Let's start.
Survive in advance. For all the players, the fifth set, there were 14 ties, 7 lead changes, and by my count, 9 match points. Can you give us some perspective on this match? Was that unusual in your career? What you made of it and what the emotions were?
I mean, yeah, me personally, I've never played in a match like that close and just that crazy. But coming as an upperclassman, I just knew, I felt like I just had to keep my teammates calm, and then I relied on them a lot. Like, I was just looking at every single one of them in their eyes, and I could tell that they knew we were going to win this game. I could tell that they trusted me, so I gave that same vibe back to them. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they really made us work for it, and that's an incredible team we just played. And I think the back and forth, like all that, you're just, every team was just working so hard, every player. So I feel like in the moment you don't even realize those statistics until you like really look back on it and realize how close it was. But I think our main thing we focused on was just out teaming. Like we say that in our gym, like we outwork, we out prep, and we out team. And I really think we out teamed tonight and really just trusted in each other, even when we were playing from behind in the fifth. That really just takes a lot of mental toughness and grit, and we really pulled it out.
Tara?
Dani, can you share your mic, please?
Sure.
Yeah, we talked a lot about like just like playing like selflessly. Like there wasn't time to like get selfish, like get inward. Yeah, there was a lot of like moments where it's like, oh, like so frustrating. Like why didn't we make that play? But it's like in those moments you literally just have to move on. Like Charity said, look at each other in the eyes and realize like we're playing for each other, and there's no need to like get inward, but to keep on just going after it.
Next question in the back.
For all of you, and to kind of bounce off that point, in the fourth set, it felt like the entire fifth set, there were so many opportunities where emotions could have set in. How do you guys keep a level head in situations like that where it does get tough, especially when it just felt like it kept going?
I'd say it's just all about staying calm, trusting one another, and having a fishbowl memory is what we say a lot. You know, if you make one mistake, you just got to forget it and go on to the next point. You can't dwell on it because then you're most likely, you know, to make another mistake. So I think that's one thing that we did a great job of tonight. If we missed a hit or if we were getting tooled, we would completely forget about it. Like I said earlier, looked each other in the eye, and like we would basically, without verbally communicating with one another, we would basically tell each other, I'm about to kill this ball. Like, I got you.
Yeah, I think just looking back on our year with how strong the ACC is as well, like we've had so many moments that have like prepped us for this, and playing such great competition all year, playing from behind, really learning kind of our identity early on. Like we had some bad losses at the very beginning of the year, and I think even some tough road games where we really had to feel the pressure, feel the kind of like tenseness that we knew was going to come in the tournament. And I think all those games prepped us for this moment, and we had felt that multiple times this year before. So when we got to that moment, it just felt like we had been there before, and that gave me confidence, and I think it gave the team confidence well, just knowing that we can do it.
Yeah, kind of like Devere said, like we have had so many moments like that where, and maybe it wasn't exactly that feeling, but moments where there was pressure applied, and we've learned from things. There were times where maybe we got small, and earlier in the season just getting small and not going after it, but tonight we knew like we couldn't get small tonight, so we just kept going for it.
Questions? Back up.
Have any of you, at any level, had a match that reminded you of this?
Honestly, no.
I don't think so, yeah.
There's been like back-to-back moments in my career, but nothing when the stakes are this high and you're really feeling the pressure. I mean, that team really went after it. We were saying like they didn't have any fear. They didn't care who we were. They just went after it, and I think that's just an incredible, the way they just did it. Like they just didn't even care. They saw a big block, like they knew we were a good blocking team. They just kept on going after it. So I've never really witnessed a team with that much grit and that much like fearless mindset.
Question for all three players. Have you been up against a team that had blocked as well as you and I this season?
Blocked as well.
Blocked as well.
Yeah, I'd say yeah. Like in my career or like in this season.
This season?
I mean, yeah. I think in the ACC, there's so many great blocking teams. Like everyone's huge and just very disciplined. So I'd say, me personally, I'd say yes. I knew UNI was a great team all around, blocking, defense, hitting. So our main key today was just to stay patient as hitters. Like we knew they were going to get some great blocks, some great digs, and we just stayed calm, we trusted it, and we just stayed patient.
Again, a lot of takeaways from a match like that. It felt like Tara's night especially was a huge blow. For you two, just how big is it to see someone like her have a match like that and Tara just walk us through everything you did that helped push this team to the Sweet 16?
Yeah, I mean, she's been working so hard, and I was just talking to her on the way over here. I was like, she was the reason we won that fourth set, and I also just think that gave the team confidence, and we got all the momentum from her, and going into that fifth, like that was because of all that she did in the fourth that we just felt like we kind of branched out and really separated, and she's been blocking great all year, but she definitely had a night tonight, so it was awesome to see.
I mean, this blocking was such like a huge focus for us this year. Running like the 6-2 this year has been different, but we know it's helped us a lot with blocking and just like trusting it a lot. And in that fourth set, like all of us knew like we were not losing this set. Like we weren't losing this game. It wasn't going to be the last game of the season. And honestly, I get so much confidence from my teammates, just like Charity said, like literally looking each other in the eyes. And yeah, I just knew I had to do it for them.
Every time she would get a block in the fourth set, like, it hyped me up so much to the point where I had no words. Like, I really just couldn't even talk and celebrate. I would just turn around and look at the crowd and kind of just, my mouth was shut. Like, she did amazing tonight. And, man, if it wasn't for her, honestly, I don't know the outcome of this game. I'm so proud of you.
Anna, you had 6 kills in that final set. What kind of goes through your head after getting that final kill and like knowing y'all advancing to the next round? And like, what emotions are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, the emotions were so high. Like, right when the point ended, I just bursted into tears. I was like, wow, I didn't even know I had that much in me. But it was just so back and forth. And for a minute, I was like, wow, this could be my last time in this jersey. And I think that's what hit me. I was like, I don't want to go out like this. Like, there was moments, and I was like, we battled so far. Like, we've really worked hard to stay in it, coming from behind. And when I saw that ball hanging at the top of the net, I was like, let's finish this stuff because they played and they battled. And past 15, anything gets hard. It's such a close game. It really could have gone either way. So I really had just so much emotions. I don't even know how it happened.
Anything else for the Cardinals? Let them go and keep Dani here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach, you described last night as a bit of a quiet game. With how back and forth this match was, it seemed like the crowd got really loud in big moments. Can you talk about what effect they might have had tonight?
For sure, they had a huge effect, and we talked about, how you and I missed some serves in Game 5, and we felt like we earned that this year by getting the opportunity to host, and it's a big deal, and that's kind of what the tournament's about. You need to play great, and you need to have some luck. And I thought luck was on our side a little bit there in Game 5. But the crowd was super into it, and you could feel them the whole way. And again, that's why you're dying to get a top 4 seed and a top 16 seed, so you get these first few rounds at home.
Can you take us through your emotions and your strategy in the fifth set, particularly as match points are following almost every one?
Emotionally, like, we knew that UNI is really good. Like, they're coached extremely well. They play really hard. And it's like, how can we make one adjustment here and there to get one extra point? And, we put PK in because Reese wasn't doing much. And it's like, okay, this is a senior in a position she hasn't played in a game at all, ever. So it's like, okay, this is a senior that you know, we want to step up and give the opportunity to step up. We went back to Camden, Shran serving. She was kind of in and out tonight, and she's been really solid. So, I mean, the main thing is we decided we have to trust everybody, and we can't just rely on one player to win this, because it's not going to work against a team that's playing that great. And, but, you know, when it was 14-12, I was thinking, this is it. Like, we just blew a top 4 seed, and we're going down, and that's why it was a big-time relief to win that game. And I told our team before the tournament, like, I don't want to feel relief anymore. I want everything to be excited. And I went in the locker room, I'm really freaking relieved right now. So, hopefully no more excitement later.
Anything else for Dani?
How did in that? It seemed like you would call a timeout and then your team would go on a run, kind of like in that second set, y'all went on a 5-0 run. What was your message to your team, like during the timeout?
You know, usually it's just like setting up the play, first of all, and asking them what they feel most comfortable with. And then, again, just we got to stick with what we know and what we're good at and go for it. And when a team is hot, like you and I was playing fantastic, you just cannot let yourself get frustrated. I thought we did a good job of that. And there was moments we could have packed it in, because it's like it did not feel like – it felt like anything we did, they were adjusting with us. And so I thought we just did a good job of staying calm and trusting. And then our leaders, like Anna DeBeer had some epic timeouts tonight as a captain, where she was getting on the team, but in such a great way of a fifth-year senior. And I think that also turned a lot of the timeouts. It wasn't just me. It was a lot of our seniors.
On the right side.
Dani, I know you don't coach patient or not calmness, but your team seemed to have patience. And every time I look over at you, you were maybe looking at the ground or you looked out there. You never lost your cool either. Is that just something that you try to coach to say, okay, like what Charlie said, we miss a point, we go to the next one?
Yeah, you know, you always want to lead by example first and foremost. I think our staff does a really good job of that. But I know if I like stand up, I'll start to get animated. And, you know, if the way you coach, you don't want to be out of your element and freak our players out. So I try to be really good about staying consistent. And that's what I can do, is stay consistent no matter what the score is, who we're playing, what moment we're in.
Coach, on a night where it felt like a hero was much needed, it felt like Kara certainly fit that mold. Where do you even begin to talk about just how important her role was?
Yeah, huge, you know, and blocking is one of the biggest ways you can change momentum in volleyball. And, you know, and we rely on her to do that. She's improved so much from last year. It's like unbelievable. She's a different blocker. So to see her have a night, come up big in big moments was really important. I think, too, for her going into the rest of the tournament, it's just like she needs to view herself as one of the best blockers in the country. She showed that tonight.
Last question here up front.
Dani, you swept them in September, but it was a very tight match in the first 2 sets. Is there something about them that they match up particularly well against you, maybe exceeding what their record would suggest?
You know, I don't think it's just us. I think they, you know, match up really well against anybody, just especially tonight. Like we were talking, that team could have taken down anybody tonight, the way they were playing. So I don't think it's just us. I played against you and I a lot when I was a player. I feel like I've ran them into the tournament a few times, and they're always really good. And like I said, they're so well coached, and they get better throughout the year. So, you know, it's like a team you don't want to draw in the tournament, because you know that they're going to be very well prepared. And that team always believes they can win, and they don't care who they're playing across the net, like Anna said. And I think this year, you know, their coach is one of our players' moms, so she's watched us a lot, and it felt like she knew, you know, some of our weaknesses just as much as we know them.
Very good. Dani, thank you.
Thank you.
I thank you all guys.
One more.
Yeah,
You got time for one more?
Sure.
You know, first of all, I don't have to go all the way, but when Anna talks about that fifth and final set, and her in the back of her mind thinking, this could be my last set ever, like, it seems like for a lot of players, that might be it. Like, that could break somebody. For a player like that, for a team like that, to have even that, I guess for lack of a better word, doubt start to set in and still come out the other side, what's this say about that?
That we pretty mentally tough, and I think we had to work on that and grow into that this year. And I do believe that's going to give us more confidence in the next round, is just getting through this game when the stakes are as high. I mean, UNI is great, but a lot of people on the outside think, well, that should be an easy win for Louisville. It's not. So here we're down to a team that everybody thinks we should beat at home. We've got a top 4 seed. So to be feeling that pressure and come out and make some plays, like some really tough plays to win that game, I think that just shows the mental toughness that's grown throughout the year. And I think our leaders too. I mean, Charity, she's only been here 2 years, but I think she's grown into a tough kid. Elena goes down the back. She looks kind of iffy. She ended up playing great in games 4 and 5, and then DeBeer was DeBeer, and so it was really great to see those guys step up. Thank you all.